Okay, we're back. So we're gonna be continuing on for week 3 for the custom deliveries for Alisaie's mom. And you probably noticed by now, I've probably already mentioned this in my other recording, that I finally decided to change to a bear for the meantime. So unfortunately, I can't wear any hats, but I can wear glasses for the most part, and maybe some helmets that can be available for Vera. But I'm really hoping down the line that Square can give us leeway to, have modifications or at least modify the gear items in the game that can be available for Vera and Rodcar, because at this point there are modders out there that manage to implement hats for most, like almost all the hats for Vera, but I don't know if they're actually gonna do that later, but they can easily get the same code that they use for that mod to implement it in the game itself, but I don't know in the near future. Anywho, let us start with Ameliance right here. Thank you for your continued support, Artorias. As I know you all too well from my time as a student, it is highly impossible to concentrate on an empty stomach. Hence, what I have in mind to keep a few luncheon coffer at hand, if you can could trouble you to with the task of procuring them. Sure, I have it right here. As a Sharlayan, I am all too aware of our propensity to prioritize nutrition over flavor in cuisine. Expose the food from other cultures through the homestead program. However, has broadened my family's views on the nourishment. You might say it's given us food for thought. But even the most delicious dish can be spoiled if not kept in a proper temperature, which is why I must be certain this non-chin coffer is up to the mark. And I already read this diagram so many times, so I'm gonna skip that. Next one. And next. There's our master, Arsian. You'll be happy to hear the students had been quite pleased with their meal of late. Thanks to no small part or your luncheon coffer, Artorias. When they attend the studium, Alisaie would always request her meals to be prepared, while Alphinaud was quite happy to state his appetite with Archon loaf, each and every day, a particular trait he inherited from his father. Apparently so, like father like son, I guess. This is a matter I wish to discuss with you. And that is? It concerns Mila. I fear she may be having difficulty with spellcraft. It is a complex art that cannot be learned quickly, nor through pure effort one must have the aptitude for it. Fortunately for what I've observed, Mila appears to have not only the capacity to wield magic, but also a clear understanding of how it works. In theory, at least. And as you have seen for yourself, she holds a strong desire to succeed. But I fear her determination is merely born of stubbornness. From stubbornness. Within each passing day, she returns home later and later. Lest you wonder, being the considerate soul that she is, Mila always sends word in advance. Even today, she notified me that she would be studying on the campus until late. I understand all too well the desire to prove oneself, but it should never come at the cost of one's own health. I must speak with her immediately before she falls ill, or worse. You may think of me as overprotective, but she's still just a child. I have a duty to look after her, both as a mother and a friend. Yet, the studium is ever so large, is it not? I would be eternally grateful if you help me search for her. Sure, why not? Wonderful. You need only say the word, and I'm ready to leave at the moment's notice. Escort mission, engage. Satisfaction rank up. Ameliance is overjoyed with your efforts. She now considers you the champion of House Leveilleur. And yet there's still much work to be done if she is to ensure students enrolled in the Academy Homestead program feel at home in old Sharlayan. To that end, Ameliance has a new favor to ask of you. A new favor, she asks. Well, we need to wait for that thing to move away. A new class continuing the story of Emily's effort with the Academics Homestead program in Old Sharlayan is now available. Upon its completion, the custom delivery list for Ameliance will be updated. Okay. A mother's love. Lest you worry, I have informed Mila to wait here in case Mila returns home before we find her. With that, let us be off. Oh, I can't scarcely wait to see the look on her face when we arrive. Are you sure you don't want to, change wardrobe to, be inconspicuous? But I guess not. Alright, let's go. Boop, boop, boop. Is it strange that, having come all this way, I only begin to have a second thought about my plans to surprise Mila? Surely she would be glad to see us. More so, I should think. If she were to see you in the lead. Okay. You're far too kind. Thank you. Phenomenon is where she is most likely to be, so I suggest we start there. Ameliance is now accompanied. You can keep her at your side, yada yada yada. Okay. Let's go! I should have known she would not be here. There's rarely an opportunity to remain idle in the studium, after all. She didn't mention some manner of practical training today. However, perhaps we could find her at the markers meet, or fail that, we can at least ask if any students have seen her. Well, that's a good start. But my, how wonderful it is to walk these halls again. So many fond memories. Perhaps you could care to hear a story or two? Well, sure, why not, since we're already here. Let's go down memory road. It was the twins' graduation when I last was here. Unfortunately, emergency from the forum meeting prevented Shot from attending. I'd never seen Alisaie in such a foul mood. Alphinaud, meanwhile, tried to put on a brave face, saying he'll understand the demand and duty of the form. But a mother knows when her children are hurting. Poor Shot was no better. Without you could have even seen it, he spent an entire day with Alphinaud in the kitchen, baking batch after batch of ginger cookies for Alisaie, in an amusing attempt to cheer her up. Well then, so Alphinaud tried to cheer up with some cookies for bribe. I'm sorry, do you need something? Please forgive us for your intrusion. Would you perchance happen to know where we can find Miladeen? She's a student, newly arrived from Tavernier. Ah, but how rude of me. I am her host mother, Ameliance Leveilleur. Ameliance Leveilleur? Yes, of course! Miladeen, she's in the same course as me. She usually heads over to the pavilion by number 1 to study on her own after class. Perfect! She hasn't been hard to find then. My apologies again for your disturbance. Not a problem at all. It's an honor to meet you, my lady. We have no time to lose. Let's make for the pavilion near Navorion. Alright. Ooh, we have another dialogue here. What's this now? As a student, my studies have centered on the arcane. For Schwartz, meanwhile, studied the art of Saltomatic, a dreadfully difficult discipline undertaken by those who aspire to become sages. One fateful day, he and I found ourselves working together on an experiment. I had never worked closely with him before, but I knew him well by reputation. He said to have unbelievably cantankerous, stubborn, unapproachable, and overall quite insufferable, of all which turned out to be true. Naturally, I wished to learn everything about him. He was all so flustered whenever we spoke, averting his eyes this way and that. It was all so amusing, and particularly to even think of his beg for laughter. It's probably best to keep this conversation between ourselves now. Lest you wonder what will happen if he actually know about all this. Okay, now we need to go down here. We gotta stay over here now. You wish to know about the Nomon? Oh, there's not much to tell of those dusty old halls. Though, I suppose you're not without a memorable moment or two. I once ventured there in the dead of night for some last-minute research. The deadline for my thesis was close at hand, you see. The corridors were dark and empty, with naught but soft echoes of my footsteps to keep me company. Then suddenly, a shadowy phantom appeared before me as if from the very void itself. Much to my surprise, a phantom it was not. Nay, this was for Swat under the veil of his vanishing spell. He's been sneaking around through the forbidden archives. Kinda like, the Harry Potter, the visible cloak kind of thing. Gods! Speak of this to no one. I beg of you, he cried. I obliged, but on the condition he take me to dinner. I trust you understand he is not to hear a word of this conversation. Isn't that clear? Sure, your secret's safe with mine. But overall, you can easily keep this yourself so you can have less people to tell you not to spread your secrets. Oh, there she is. There she is, but she doesn't seem quite herself. Mila. Lady Ameliance? And Torrent as well. Oh no, is something wrong? Not at all, my dear. Everything is quite alright. And Torres and I merely wished to check on you. It was getting rather late after all. You must be vanished. Well, it's really the next day, granted the cycle of 90 days is completely different compared to actual hours in the game. Oh, I'm so sorry for making you worry. I just got so absorbed in what I was doing. About that marmot over here. I take it you've been using the marmots there to practice your healing? Yes, but to be perfectly honest, it hasn't been going so well. The marmot is designed specifically to respond to healing magic, rather than risk the danger on practice on a living patient. Students use puppets such as this. When the spell is successful, the marmot rises to his feet. Oh, okay, so at least they have a way to, practice their healing arts on something. Observe. amazing! Lady Ameliance, that was simply incredible! Such a grace and in precision without expanding even ohms of XO energy. It was absolutely perfect. Yet, no matter what I do, the monarch refused to even move. I've been trying so hard to prove my mother wrong, but maybe she was right. Maybe I should have never have convinced myself that I could master healing magic. I came all this way and accomplished nothing. You've been so kind to me, Lady Deliveries, and I don't want to waste any more of your precious time. Perhaps it is best if I return home. Nothing could be further from the truth. You think so too, don't you? Yes! This is simply not true! Please cheer up, Mila! Whoa, are you making it speak, Lady Ameliance? Just between us, yes. Parents always thinking of their children. Your mother surely was the best for you. I know that. I do, truly. That is why I'm afraid of disappointing her. You are not a puppet. You need not to dance to your own mother's tune. You have determination, passion, and wonderful dream. Besides, always doing as one is told is not easy. Take it from me, I'm an expert. That is hardly something to brag about. There it is, darling smile I've been come to admire. Mila, there is no doubt in my mind that a brilliant, hard-working young lady like yourself would make a fine alchemist. Your mother truly saw the same and simply wished for you to walk an easier path. A path where your success would be assured. But with great resolve and determination, you have fought to pursue your own way forward. This is the part of what it means to become an adult. After a child strikes out on their own, a mother can only pray they find happiness. I know not what to say. Perhaps a light stroll might help me collect my thoughts before I make any harsh or rash decision. Then I shall take a leisure walk back to the estate. I would rather hear your discussion once we have returned, but you're likely to come down with something if you stay outdoors over long. Alright guys, I guess we head back to the mansion now. And you, Mr. Mart, take care now. Alright, let's head back to the mansion. Alright, welcome back. We're here. I've decided. I'm going to finish what I started. If there's came a day when a life I could have saved was lost because I grew up now, I'll never be able to forgive myself. But more than that, I want to repay the support and kindness you both have showed me. I want to make you proud. That is, if you still had me. Oh, come now. You hardly need to ask. You shall ever be welcome here, Mila, and you have our unwavering support. Same here, Mila. Have any sage counsel for apprising weavers of magic here? Not really, honestly. If the worst comes to worst, you can always have your fist. Practice makes perfect. An unshakable will is key. So the second one and third is pretty good, but an unshakable will is key. Unshakable will. You're right. I need to believe in myself and stand firm in my conviction. Only then I can walk the path towards mastery with my head held high. That's more like it. One last word of advice from my former student of the studium. Set aside practicing healing incantation for the time being, and focus solely on manipulating the marmot. Magic is the power to convert one aether into a tangible phenomena. The key is to visualize precisely what it is you wish to bring forth. I believe your problem stems from the lack of a solid image in your mind's eye when practicing the act of healing. What do you envision? I don't know really. I've been so caught up with trying to perfect the technique, I haven't given it much thought. Then, focusing on manipulating the marmot may be just what you need. You can concentrate on clearing things like making it walk, run, or maybe sit. With enough practice and repetition, more abstract concepts such as the inner workings of healing a wound should become easier to conceive. I see. The whole process just seems so complex but that's in the past for now. I'm going to focus on visualizing everything step by step. That's more like it. That's the spirit. But do take care of yourself not to push yourself too hard. For now, I think a hot bowl of soup is precisely what you need. It's a Tavern recipe, so I hope it offers the taste of home. Aww. I cannot thank you enough for accompanying me today. I admit I may have lost track of time in all the excitement. Now then, if Mila and the other students are to continue their training, I believe it's prudent we prepare a new set of marmots, those of cruders that make more troublesome to manipulate, and thus I must ask you to fashion interconductive units to replace them. With a marmot of good quality, Mila should be able to grasp on how to manipulate her aether rather quickly, and I shall be beside her, ready to help her in every turn. Alright. Okay. Taurus, how are you? If you're ever in need of respite, you are always welcome here. As we discussed, I would like to have many marmots. So I need to make some marmots now. Okay. Be right back. Okay, we're back. So I need to turn in the next marmots. Yes. Marmots. And marmots. And last marmot. Thank you for yet another incredible round of deliveries, Artorias. Words can't ill express what a boon of your help has been to the homestead program. And would I like to think we have become good friends to our working together, as well as Forshot would no doubt be shocked, perhaps even envious, where he is to see what we accomplished thus far. If only he knew, if only he would know. Alright, so we got that week done. Now we need to do one more week. And I can get the last rank up and then get my good looking armor glams. Can't wait.